conversation is in music collaboration, and it's not just going to be us doing this conversation. We have a guest in the studio with us. His name is Adeleke Oba, but he's popularly known as Dex the God. He is a talent manager, and we'll be having this conversation on music collaboration together. Good morning, Adeleke Oba. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm very fine. And you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for joining me this morning to have
It's
this
my
conversation.
pleasure.
Great. So now, I mean, I on your profile, you are a talent manager and you've been doing this for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
So I want to know, like, who is a talent manager?
A talent manager is someone who is responsible for the day-to-day activities of the talent. In my case, it's music, the artist. But a talent manager can manage any talent. Basically, you can manage an actor, a comedian, anybody, as long as it's talent. You are just basically in charge and you are advising talent, basically like a PA of some sort.
So, but is a talent manager a regular manager? Because sometimes I see that people are very intentional about putting talent manager on their profile, road manager, this manager, that manager. So, I mean, you said something about being a PA. Is it the same thing?
A talent manager can double as your road manager is the person that is always with you. The talent manager can also double as a road manager, but there's also like a business manager. That's when the team gets bigger. But a lot of times, because artists, especially if it's an upcoming artist, roles are merged and the talent manager fuses a lot of roles together. You feel me?
Yes, I do, actually.
Okay.
So how does one become a talent manager? Is it something that you learn in school? Is it something that you go for training or you have a mentor? How do you go about it?
Okay. First of all, you have to have a passion for it. There has to be interest. If there's no interest, I don't think you can become a talent manager. Then secondly, is having a talent. That's the because that's what you're managing. So you have to find the talent. And I think interest in or like some sort of knowledge in that industry too is required. Because someone, if you don't understand how artists work or the creative process of an artist, it will be hard for you to manage an artist. If you don't understand how comedy works, it will be hard for you to manage a comedian. You feel me? So that's, you need to have an interest in the field of the talent that you're managing too. Then basically just learning on the job, looking for online resources and a lot of things you just learn on the job. So that's how you become a talent man. There's no manual for that.
No hard and fast rule. Okay, so I mean, when we started the show, we're talking about our music collaborations of all times, the collaborations that we loved, that we enjoyed, and all of that. Now I'm going to ask you. So I want you to give me your top 5 music collaborations that you have enjoyed so far. And it doesn't have to be Nigerian or all international.
That's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
So let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Let's do. I think I really like Dimension, Rema, Skepta, Geosh.
Okay.
That's one.
That's one.
This is hard.
I mean, you
I
don't.
don't not necessarily. Okay. With Teiwa Jules.
Yeah, True Love.
Yeah, True
Okay,
Love.
2.
Burna Boy and Lily Allen, Evans Gate.
3. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, 3. Could also be old school or international.
Okay, Turn Your Lights Down Low, Bob Marley and Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, okay, okay.
I need one. I think Watch the Throne.
Watch the Throne,
Yeah,
Jay-Z and
Jay-Z
Kanye.
and Kanye.
All right, all right,
Yes.
okay. I mean, you can see that these music collaborations that you love, they're beautiful. And that's because a brilliant mind met a brilliant mind and they created brilliance. But I have an argument where, you know, at times whereby some songs don't need collaborations and somehow after they collaborated with a certain artist, the song wasn't just all that. Do you share in my argument?
I do.
What do you think?
Um, Sometimes it's about the business. You look at the business aspect of things. Sometimes collaboration is good for your numbers, your brand, expanding your fan base. Because when you collaborate with another artist, you are basically pulling. There are people that you collaborate with this guy and be like, oh, I've never heard this guy before, but because he's on this person's song, okay, that's a new fan. So collaboration is not always about the creative side. You weigh a lot of things, but if you are looking at it just creatively, I agree. Like there are some things that like you just leave it the way it is.
So, do you think that, I mean, I've always wondered that, okay, so there's some artists that never collaborate, and probably after 10 years, they decided, okay, I want to have this person on the song, or I want to start having new people on the song and all of that. Do you think that it's the team that sometimes decide this for the artists, or the artists decide out of their own revelation that this is what they want to do? Maybe because this person has been their idol or someone that they've always wanted to, have in them. It's like, how do people make that decision that it's time for them to collaborate?
It works both ways, but I think the choice is majorly on the artist. Sometimes it's the suggestion from the team. Okay, this would be good for the brand. Okay, this person, we are trying to get into this market. Maybe we're trying to get into the Latin market. We want to start doing shows in the Latin market. Okay, let's collaborate with this person. It might be the team that suggests that, or it might just be the artist. Oh, I really love this guy's music. I want to work with this person.
Okay.
So,
But what are the steps? Like, for instance, let's say I'm an artist and I'm upcoming, and I'm looking at one of the big ones up there, and I want them to be a part of my music. What are the steps? How do we reach out to them as a talent manager? How do you make that work for me?
see, so as a talent manager, what helps you is your network. Like
Okay.
you are nothing without your network. You should be able to pick up your phone at any point and okay, your artist needs this. I have this person I can call. But in terms of how collaborations happen, that's the beauty about the music industry. Like there's no fixed way to do things. Sometimes it might be at an outing. Oh, I reach out to this guy, and you'll be surprised. A lot of times, these people they've even heard your music. And be like, I'm a fan. Oh, let's work, that type of stuff. Sometimes it's talent manager to talent manager. Sometimes it might be just random. It just happens. Collaboration just happens. It might just be a studio session.
Session.
You just walk in, you see this person here, the producer. It might be through a
A
mutual,
mutual friend
yeah.
or relationship.
So there's no one way that it works.
Okay, okay. So it means that you need to have like a large network of other talent managers and artists so that, I
Yeah.
mean, when you want me to blow, you have to make sure that we connect somehow. I like that. But how do talent managers get paid? How do you get your remuneration?
Okay, it depends on the agreement. That's why every talent manager and their artist should always have a contract. There must be a contract. So right from the onset, you know, okay, this is what everybody is getting for their work. Some people it might be percentages, it might be off your royalties, off the publishing. You might be getting percentages from shows, from performance. Some people get salaries. Some people get salaries and percentages. So
Okay.
it all depends on your contract and the negotiation. So that's why it's important to always have contracts.
Okay.
Sometimes I think a lot of talent managers don't start out with contracts because it's usually based on how far come manage me. So
Okay, okay. Now, so I know that you have artists that you work with, and somehow it's either you're orchestrating collaborations for them or you've already done that. But so, how do you do it as a talent manager? Have you been able to connect your artists with other artists and collaborate?
it's just a call. You see, most times they call
I
alpha.
like that.
Just a call alpha. Because I produce too.
Oh,
So
all right.
So I the alpha. I need this person. If I know that this person is close to, I need. How can I do that? okay, this, do that. But another important thing is financing. Like, money is important. There's so much you can do with phone calls. You need money to finance stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So there's this popular theme that happened on social media that I don't understand, but I'm going to share it with you. And since you are a talent manager, maybe you can explain to me. So
Okay.
I saw this story between Poco Lee and Portable. Do you know the story? Where,
Yeah.
there was a back and forth. We know that Portable's music and this Zazu
Yeah, that's
was
it.
very popular. We saw that on TikTok. And then all of a sudden on one of the streaming platforms that I use, I just saw a jam with Poco Lee featuring Olamide Bado and then Portable. And then when I listened to the song, of course, I heard Poco Lee's hype. But then I heard this Zazu song. So in my mind, I was like, shouldn't it be Portable's song and all of that? What happened in that whole mix? Was there like a change in ownership? Was it a conversation? Because I know it was a big fight
Yeah,
on social media.
I don't know what happened because I'm not in the circle, but I can explain the whole scenario.
I would like to hear what happened. What was
Okay.
the scenario?
So, like I said, everything you do should always have, there should be a document or something that shows an agreement. So what people were saying was the ownership, that it's Portable song. But if you look at it really, ownership, you can sell off your ownership and it's basically on agreement. Like if you look at Do by Larry Gaga and Davido.
Yeah.
Larry Gaga owns the song. But it's Davido that was doing the singing.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled doesn't sing. All he does is say, with the best, DJ
Khaled, yeah.
And he owns the song. Sometimes it might even be the artist that goes to meet, okay, you have the money, finance, I get a percentage, or we both share royalties. It's all about your agreement. So the situation of Portable and Poco Lee, I can't say per se, but Poco Lee maybe financed the whole thing. I don't think Portable financed the production,
music,
everything.
okay.
These things cost money. In the long run, Poco Lee is a businessman. It's not, I don't think anyone is really doing you a favor without wanting to benefit. He wants to make money, but at the same time, you're going to benefit from it. Why can't we both benefit from it? Because if I end up just doing the song for you as a favor, I'm not getting
anything.
You're the one that you're performing the song.
Yeah.
You get paid for performances. So the royalties is my way of making my money back, my investment. I'm going to pay for video shoots. I'm going to pay for publicity. I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to pay for that. So it all depends on your agreement. You can decide that I want to sell off my song. So it all depends on what you sign. As long as there's nothing written, anything goes. And I think that's what causes the recurring issues that we have in the Nigerian music industry, because a lot of things are not documented. A lot of things are just done on vibe.
On cruise,
Yes,
word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Now, I mean, I like that you mentioned royalties because I was asking the question earlier, and I was talking about how royalties work. I know that when you own a song, you get royalties from different platforms, copyright, blah blah blah, or even on streaming services. But if you're featured on a song, do you get royalties?
Yeah, you should get royalties.
Okay.
You should get. That's why I keep emphasizing the importance of contracts. You should have a good lawyer, a good entertainment lawyer, not just a lawyer, because there are lawyers and there are entertainment lawyers that know these things. So you should get a good lawyer. Your lawyer works with your management. Okay, is this, and there's something called a split sheet. A split sheet is the percentages that everybody gets. Okay, the distro gets this, the producer gets this, the main artist gets this, the featured artist gets this.
Okay.
So your split sheets are important. That's why your entertainment lawyer and your manager discuss that. Is this fair? Is this percentage fair? Yeah, so that's it basically.
Okay. So, how do you deal with controversial artists? Like, I mean, now I'm talking about artists that everyone is always saying something about on the internet. they're always posting weird things on the internet, and somehow you are the talent manager. So let me create a scenario for you to
Okay.
make this conversation even more interesting. So let's say you are managing a particular artist at the moment. This artist has been caught doing weird things. This artist has baby mama drama. This artist is always fighting in clubs and all of that. This artist did not show up for concerts when they're supposed to, and all of that, and they still create music and they still have fans. How do you deal with things like that?
I think as a talent manager, there are two things. Your artist is your partner, and I feel you always have your artist's back. That's what makes artists really confident in their talent manager. Like anything I need, my manager has got me. So, but aside that, as a talent manager, you're also building your brand. Because
Okay.
yes, so what your artist does affects your brand. You're okay, yeah, now this person they manage that kind of stuff. So I think you weigh your options. Is this dangerous for my brand? Is this something that would not or is this something that will not affect my relationship? Like now, if they say you're doing controversial stuff, like it's outspoken, it's outspoken. Because I feel like even on social media now, you really can't say your opinion anymore without being criticized for it, without speaking
Yeah.
your truth. If my artist is speaking his truth, I'll always stand by my artist. But if it's controversial stuff like not not showing up for shows, then we'll settle that. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I like that you talked about the talent manager's brand. So where does he? At what point would a talent manager get to and say, you know what, I can't do this anymore? It seems like my brand, your brand, we no get collaboration. I don't want to do this anymore. At what point does that happen to a talent manager?
I can't speak for everyone.
But I'm
Mm.
asking for you. At what point does it get to you
When
that, okay, so
okay,
I
when
can't
it,
do
when it
this?
start when disrespect, I think what makes your partnership work is mutual respect for each other. When things start getting disrespectful, like I said, for example, your manager is your PA, but not like your houseboy or like so when the disrespect starts getting in and you start having clashes. I think that's when the rift starts. But it depends. People have like limits, and people have large hearts. No one has the same limits. Some people can take stuff. Some people can't take it. So I think it depends on the temperament of the artist and the talent manager. Mm.
Do you get to a point where you you advise your talent against certain decisions that are personal to them? You know, there are times whereby I've seen situations where talent managers are also like therapists for their artists, and then sometimes they share their personal stuff and all that. Do you get to that point where you leave business and then you enter life matters?
I think eventually, yeah, with time it happens because you are so close with you are basically involved in the day-to-day activities of your artist. So with time, I think that relationship becomes more than just business. So yeah, we have that. We talk about life stuff.
Okay. I guess it gets interesting at the studio sometimes where everyone is always sharing what they're going through and what they're feeling now. For music collaboration. So what if your artist wants a particular act and you don't like this act and you feel like I'm personalizing it for you. Your artist wants a big star and you feel like maybe they're not there yet, or maybe that collaboration is not good for their brand, or it will not take their music anywhere. How do you advise against it?
Just talk to your artist normally. It's left to the artist to take your advice, but I think a lot of times it depends on how much your artist trusts you. Like, okay, I know that he would not, my manager would not say this if he doesn't know what he's saying or is not saying something. But I think people generally would do what they want to do regardless of what you say. So, and I think sometimes it's best if you let them see. So I think when it happens that I I won't say I told you so, but when the I told you so happens next time, I think the artist trusts you more. Okay, let me follow what this guy is saying since it didn't turn out so good the last time I decided to do what I wanted to do.
Okay, I have a final question and I want to put you on the spot. So I've had situations where I've worked with a couple of managers because I mean, when you want to get to an artist, most times, even if you have a personal number with the artist, they'll say, talk to my manager
Yeah.
and all. And then some of you people give us a hard time. Why? Like, I've always wanted to have a manager here so I can ask. Why? Because at times I'll be like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. Give me 5 weeks before I'm able to do this and that and all of that. Why does it seem like sometimes it is hard to work with a manager and sometimes easier to just go through with the artist?
Cause there's procedures for everything. That's what I was saying. Like, if the artist most likely doesn't care about procedure, but as a manager, I know the consequences of not following some procedure. I know that okay, in the end, this thing might backfire. For example, like you telling me you want my artist on a show like 2 days and there's no paperwork, I'll give you a hard time. Get the paperwork because what happens when my artist performs and you're telling me stories about payment? So
Okay.
the artist might not care, but it's the artist that's still going to ask me how far, where's the money? So I know the repercussions of these things. So it's left to me to follow procedure and make sure like things are done properly.
All right. Well, some of you shy, you still stress us. But thank you so much, Dexter God, for joining us this
It's a
morning.
pleasure.
I just had an in-depth conversation on music collaboration and talent management with Adeleke Oba, popularly known as Dexter God. Now, I hope that you have learned 1 or 2 things on talent management, most importantly, on why artists collaborate with other artists and how the whole music scene works.